Hey Steve, hey Leland. Morning RV Travels. Brenda, hello. I got a story for you guys. Hey Rhonda, good morning. Samantha. Oh, yeah, so Cinnamon and Pumpkin got their first mani-pedis yesterday. Hey Barb. But I'll wait for people to come into the chat. So, hey Ernie, Jody. Yeah, that was something. I will say, I did not expect it to even happen yesterday. I had the lowest expectation. I thought the farrier, her name's Chantel, I thought she was going to be like, this isn't going to work. You're going to have to figure something else out and I'll come back next time, which wouldn't have been good because it was getting to the point where their claws were starting to touch. Like they would cross over if they kept growing, which wouldn't be good. So, let's get super chat. Oh. And it was getting close to that. They were at the point where the claws were touching. They hadn't crossed yet, but they were about to. And yeah. So anyway, I had the lowest expectations for yesterday. Happy Friday, Miss Mary. All right, we got a super chat goal. Chris is getting ready. We got snacks.
We both got beat up while we were doing it.
Yeah, we did. But I'll tell you guys the story once we get out there. Cinnamon is something else. Bougie, yeah. Pumpkin did awesome. Pumpkin was easy. Like, I mean, we knew he would be because he's Pumpkin. He's Pumpkin. Even the farrier, she was like, I like him. Lynn, thank you for the super chat. Thank you, Miss Mary.
You can put tank out in the, you know where?
Yeah, that's fine. In the mudroom. Would you get this water for the chickens? No, Burr. We're gonna do that later. Thank you, Angie. Thank you for the super chat. Good morning. All right, you guys be good. Just tanker. Just tanker, janker, tanker. There we go. I'm gonna give them some Frankenberry peace offering. Miss Cinnamon was very upset. Samantha, spicy cinnamon. Are we shocked?
To say the least.
Goodness. Pumpkin was so easy. Like it
Kind of
took
nervous that wasn't going to get done because she just wasn't having it.
Yeah. Oh, it was getting done. Samantha, thank you for the super chat.
Yeah, chasing her.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'll wait till we get down there before I start because there's only 43 people on. So. The roosters are back out at the coop, so that happened. I ended up bringing Henry in the garage, and yeah, so Sophie got to put him in his place. I put Henry in the garage yesterday with Sophie, and as soon as I put Henry down, Sophie mounted him. He's like, yeah, yeah! It was like prison rules, chicken style. Because now Sophie didn't have both Nugget and Henry jumping on him. So Sophie put Henry back in his place using prison rules. And so Henry is back on the bottom of the totem pole.
It's back on the bottom, right?
Yeah. Sophie was just, yeah, where you belong. Yesterday was fucking chaos.
The way you make that sound.
What?
Where's that one cartoon? Where that creepy guy comes out like. I don't even know because I don't watch cartoons.
Okay.
And he's like trying to like talk like the devil to two other cartoon characters. Like, yeah, just lick it slow.
What? I don't know that cartoon.
It's like the fucking Morty, like one of those ones that Autumn watches all the time.
Okay, like, oh, was it like,
They're like goofy looking characters. They're not even like dogs or cats. Like the one looks like a.
Is it a raccoon and a?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that's Mordecai and Rigby.
Like
The regular show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's that one character that pops up every so
Muscle
often.
Man.
Yeah, like tries to talk like
You
devilish.
know what? You know who else likes to get pummeled in the garage?
Yeah.
Mom! Yeah.
What the fuck am I watching?
It's so good. I love regular show. I love it. And then I made you watch Big Mouth, which I love that too. It's like, yeah, just like eating those yogurt balloons. Yogurt balloons? Yeah, they're always in my mom's trash can in her bathroom.
Fucking threw up. That's disgusting.
And then he has like a pillow baby with his pillow. Although what's funny is like Chris is like, I hate that show, but he laughs his fucking ass off at it. So
Go top off their water.
yeah. He likes to say he doesn't like cartoons, but he laughs. You know who else likes prison rules? Mom. Yeah, okay. Alright. Chickens. And then cows. And after yesterday, if you guys could share the link to this so everyone knows we're live now. After yesterday, after the farrier left and it was just me, Cinnamon, and Pumpkin, Chris went to take the farrier back to her truck because she couldn't get up the driveway. It was just us. Pumpkin was fine. He was letting me pet him and stuff. I went to pet Cinnamon. She's like, don't you dare. So I was like, all right. I did give her some snacks. She came over and let me feed her snackies. And so apparently the grudge isn't that bad. She's like, well, I'll take some. She's like, I'll take some snacks. Still mad at you though. I'll take some fucking snacks. Alright, be good, Tanger. Oops, not that one. No. Just stay. So we'll take a little pit stop at the chickens. Chicken stop. Retrograde started today. Oh, it just as a like little, just to keep me on track. So when I start telling either a chicken story or a cow story, don't ask. If I'm telling a cow story, don't start asking about the chicken story. Like, just let's stay on one topic. If I'm telling a story, it's like I'll be talking about the chickens, and people will be like, "What happened with the cows?" Okay, let's stick to one thing.
Squirrel.
Yeah.
Want to see the cow strip? And we'll
Yeah. I'm going to tell the cow story then. Yes. And stay on the cow story. It starts today. Yes. Yeah. Retrograde starts today. I already had my fill of retrograde in the past week, so I'm good. I got my retrograde quota. I'm good. Oh my god. Right, let's go see the chickens.
Fuck.
Let me see that. It's gonna put on. Leveled up and I don't need to be.
That's cold. It's warm. It'll be warm later.
Yeah. Yeah, so Sophie and Henry were in the garage together yesterday to rebond, and Sophie put him back into his place. Henry's back at the bottom. Hi, good morning. Oh, there's a squirrel. Look at that. Ah! It's just, he like stops to make eye contact. Yeah, definitely go inside before the chickens come out. No, she's just a baby. Listen. Oop, I can't bring that in here. Forgot. It'll get all weird. There we go. Sorry. Good morning. Hi. Leave the girls alone. They just woke up. They haven't had their coffee yet. Jesus. Hi, ladies. Boys being boys. Ooh, good morning. Come on out. Alright. No, over. No. Get back in here. Back in here. Yeah. Sir, in. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. In. Ma'am? No. It's dangerous out here. Come on. Back into the safety. There you go. Back in. Go on. Trouble. And no more kerfluffles. Alright, boys. Everybody best be getting along. Everybody good? That's a stout. Stop pulling your fucking feathers out. You good, Sophie? Or are you still bottom bitch? Get back in here. Come here. What are you doing? Are they messing with you, Sophie? We can't hang out here. Come on. Back in. Come on. I'll put him in timeout if need be. Come on. Don't let him bully you. It's okay. Get your breakfast. And stop trying to hunt girl. Okay, back inside, ma'am. We're not zipping, are we? Okay. Come on. No. It's not warm enough to be free ranging. I'm sorry. Everybody in. They're like, please God. We're tired of being inside. I know. Ladies. Come on. I know. You're a good girl. You know, everybody wants to free range and stuff. It's just not happening yet. There's snow. Goodness. Come on. Please, back in. In. Thank you. Ma'am, you too. Thank you. I know. Give it, I don't know. It'll probably, give it like, we got days of 40 and 50 degrees weather. So this will melt down pretty fast. And then everybody will be happy. Just not today. Ah, fuck. Plus all this melting. Let's make this a pain in my ass. Be good. Alright, let's go see the cows. We got 6 eggs yesterday. That's nice. I can tell they're like, they just want to free range again.
Just had to rip them back and forth while you're in there.
Yeah, he ran out while I was in there. He's like, bitch, I was having breakfast. Thank you, Giggle Gal. Are you still upset? Are you gonna let me pet you real quick? Or is it good? Is it okay? It was for your own good. Promise. 'Cause if you it was. All right. Are we gonna pet you? Yay! All right, you stepped on it. We're friends again. Thank you. Okay. Would you like a zebra cake? He's like, I'll take 10 of them. Bitch! Eat your zebra cake. He's like, I will. There's my pumpkin man.
Pumpkin sponge get super long.
Yeah. No, God, let me just a pumpkin.
Come on, I get your head stuck.
You want a Danish cookie or no butter cookie? You want a butter cookie? And so you dropped it and then you still ate it, so. She's like, I'm mad, but oh, I want that. There you go. I love you.
Mad, but I'll take gifts.
Get that all the way in there. There we go. You want another little tiny bit of cookie? It's good. Don't be mad. And then I'll get your bucket.
You want this or no?
Huh? Oh, yeah. You're also getting Frankenberry today.
Frankenberry. All right. Are you upset, ma'am? Don't side-eye me. It was for your own good. Now you got short toenails.
All the little birdies are there.
Stop it. Behave. Hey. Behave.
Look how much it's melted down right here. Alright. Pumpkin man. Come here. You did so good yesterday. Look at your baby. Watch him one, so I will fucking grab him because we both know I can yank you across this fucking floor. Move. You found out yesterday. You're gonna find out again, sir. Oh, look at these little birds. They're like really cool with us just being right here. Hi, little babies.
Like, there's corn in that bucket. I want
There
some.
is corn in that bucket. I wonder if they'll eat from my hand.
They're tired of eating other corn out of the poop.
Yeah. Sir, I gave. No, go eat from your bucket. Go eat from your bucket because your sister will take it. Come on. Here. Yeah. Eat from your bucket. All right, let me tell you guys the story of Cinnamon and Pumpkin. So yesterday we had the farrier here. Hi. Oh. Hi. Okay. Oh, the birds are really friendly. I wonder if I put corn in my hand. Man, let's just try it. No, I'll stand here while I'm telling my story with corn in my hand. And because Cinnamon escaped yesterday, bitch. Let's see if I can tempt some little birdies while I speak to you guys. Anyway, so yesterday, I'll just stand really still. We had the farrier come. Cows have claws, but they call them claws because, you know, they look like lobster claws. And if the nail gets too long that they start to cross, they can start having foot problems. So we called them. This is their first time ever having a farrier. So I had my expectations very low. I didn't even think it would get done at all, but at least we'd have her come out and she could tell us like, hey, you know, this is what we need for this to work. Nope. So anyway, she came. She couldn't get her truck up the driveway, so Chris had to go pick her up in the side-by-side to come get her and bring her up here. Pumpkin was actually super easy. I grabbed that little fucker by his horns and I just hooked him inside the hay ring, and Chris tied his horns down. And she came over and picked up all of his feet, clipped. I mean, he like struggled a little bit, but I mean, honestly, his was quick and easy. He didn't really put up too much of a fuss. Cinnamon came over because Chris was like holding his backside while the farrier was working on his back legs. Cinnamon comes over, lays her head on him. I was like, oh, how sweet. And she's like, you hold him while I punch him. And she jumped on Pumpkin while the farrier's working on his feet. She tried jumping on him several times. She's like, hold him down, fucker. And I'm like, what the fuck? Cinnamon! She tried doing it several times. She's like, yeah. Anyway, so that happened. Poor little Pumpkin. So he got a whole bucket. He got a whole bucket because he was a good boy and Cinnamon was a bitch. Anyway, so now it comes for Cinnamon's turn. She's way too smart. Pumpkin doesn't know his own strength because I grabbed him by the horns and I just yanked him over to the hay ring. I did that. Like, it wasn't hard. Cinnamon knows her own strength. So, you try grabbing her horn, she fucking flung Chris around like a rag doll. She ran, she fought, she kicked. She almost kicked the farrier. I was like, don't run after her. She's got high kicks. And as soon as she did that, the farrier stopped and Cinnamon's like, let me show you my high kicks. She ran into the snow. I chased her back this way. We got her when I put some of her favorite hay in the hay ring and a bucket. And it took Chris, me, and the farrier like fucking grabbing her and shoving her head down, tying her head inside the hay ring and me sitting on her head. Okay, she's standing though, but the moment like the farrier started working on her, she's like, you know what? I'm not gonna stand up anymore. And she started like leaning. I was like, nope, you're gonna have to hold me. So Chris is having to hold Cinnamon up while the farrier is trying to do her job. And Cinnamon was a struggle. It was a fucking struggle. It took twice as long. It took like 20 minutes just to wrangle her. Yeah. Okay, Marvin, if you don't 30 years in Jersey, over it. Okay. Anyway. Now the birds are gone. Hi, Cinnamon. And then after it was all done, she wouldn't let me pet her. She let me feed her snacks, but she's like, don't fucking touch me. So she was holding a grudge last night. Obviously, she's fine now. So, not Miss Cinnamon. So probably every 6 months or so, Maria. The only problem is right now they've been walking on snow and ice, so it's not been kind of wearing down their claws. We might get a little bit longer, but 6 months from now, that'll put November. And I was like, you know what? Let's just have the farrier come up in November and trim them before the winter starts, because we know what's going to happen. Winter is going to be here. They're going to be walking on the snow and the ice. It's not going to work down their claws, and they're going to get long again. So anyway, they both got trimmed. Everybody's happy. Cinnamon's a bitch. Yeah, so... that no, but I mean, I wanted to go a little bit into like November, like right before winter starts, because like now we're getting so that they've got a huge area that's kind of uncovered. They'll be walking around on rocks and stuff like that, so they're probably not gonna need them done in September. So we're thinking like October, November, right before winter starts. So I feel like September would be too soon, because they've never had their claws done before, ever. And they'll be 2 years old in April. So them walking around in paddocks and stuff is enough to wear them down. As soon as all the snow melts, like it'll be worn down, and plus they're gonna get a bigger pasture as well. So Yeah, the goats will need it, but I could do that myself. Like you literally just put them in like one of those harnesses that you put dogs in to like hang them to do their nails, and same thing. Um, so yeah, I'll do the goats myself. How big will they get? Pumpkin's pretty much the size that he's gonna be. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you for the super chat. Cinnamon's growing a bit. I don't know how much bigger she's gonna get. She's gotten taller. Cinnamon's horns have gotten longer, but he's still a short boy. Yeah.
For future, she get like those real heavy duty, almost like collars with cowbells on them.
Mm-hmm.
That way, even if they're not all the time, but like just prior to her coming, that way we have something to grab onto.
Yeah.
That was a fucking nightmare. Chasing around a 500-pound fucking pissed off.
She's not 500. She's closer to 8.
All right, they're chasing around an 800-pound bitch.
Pumpkin was so easy. Like literally, first shot was just like, right.
As soon as you grabbed his horns, he just gave up.
He's like, okay. Cinnamon, she's like, I will fucking fight you to the death.
She did.
I like for a little while there, I didn't think Cinnamon's claws were gonna get done. So, but we did it. Yeah, because she outgrew her harness. We couldn't even put a harness on her.
She got too big of a head.
She now fits in the harness that's for 800 to 1,100 pound. So animals. Did she say if their hooves were in good shape? Yeah, I mean, yeah, she said they all looked good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, they looked super healthy. I mean, they were just long.
Yeah.
That was the first time they've ever been trimmed in their life.
Yeah. So
now
I did not know. I didn't record anything. This was a 3-person job.
Yeah, we were focused on safety because it could have got ugly.
Yeah, Cinnamon was not.
Did you tell about the time when Cinnamon was lifted you and the fucking...
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that part. So anyway, when we were trimming Cinnamon, so I was inside the hay ring. I had her horns and I was sitting on her head. She lifted, and the hay ring is frozen to the ground, mind you. She lifted me and the hay ring up off the ground. So she fucking unstuck it out of the ice. We usually have to pull the tractor to get it unstuck from the ice. She lifted both me and the fucking hay ring off the ground. And I was like, oh shit. Yeah, so Cinnamon, thank you, Grace. Thank you for the super chat. Cinnamon knows her strength. Pumpkin probably could have done that, but he's like, I'm just a little baby. He's like, I'm just a baby. I'll get a brush because I owe it to her to give her some snuggles. So,
Mama's gonna give you some
she is nuts. Yeah. I'll give some.
All for the better. Now your baby's got nice short manicured, pedicured tootsies.
You want a brush? You got your nails did. Let's do your hair. Let's get your hair did. Yeah.
So pretty your nails look.
I know, they look so good. Look at that. You got the best nails. Oh, I know. It's okay. I know. Don't be scared. I know. You're still mad about yesterday. I love you. Don't be mad. She's like, you messed up my hair. Is this better? Oh, that's my girl. That's my girl. I'm sorry about yesterday. It had to be done. Don't hyperextend my knee, please. I know you like your back scratches. You want some back scratches? I'm sorry. You're so pretty. But I bet your feet are going to feel so much better. I know. You're going to feel so much better. At least now she's let me touch her again. After yesterday, she let me feed her snacks, and she did not want me to touch her. Oh, I'm sorry. You know, I have stuff in my pocket. She's like, yeah, I smelled it. You want some, baby pumpkin? Come here. Also, when we were sitting here yesterday, Pumpkin tried to get a little spicy with Chris, and Cinnamon knocked the shit out of him. I love you. Here, drop it.
Take the other brush or no?
No, I didn't. I didn't know if you were going to.
Sure. You sneak through, I'll grab it.
That's all I had. And don't mess with me, Pumpkin. I'll tell Cinnamon on you. I will tell Cinnamon on you. See? Yep, that's what I thought. She's an opportunist. The fact that Pumpkin was tied down and she's like, yeah, I'll punch him. Get pampered after yesterday's drama.
With the chin.
I'm sorry about yesterday. It's for your own good.
Don't turn
She's
your head.
scratching.
I know, I just want to say, whip her head back and fucking knock me from the loop. Come over here.
She's going to be cautious. She sees the carrier now, though. When there's a third person, she's going to be like, what the fuck is that? I'm a good girl.
Your winter coat's starting to come out.
It's going to be warm today. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I know.
Oh, yeah.
That's the best spot. Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Okay, you guys torture me. You better be doing this for a while. Got it. I know, I'm working on it. Come on, treasure baby.
She seems pretty happy. She's like, hold my head up, Dad.
You can rest on my shoulder. Just on you, baby. I get this side? Maybe when it's warmer, we'll give you a little bit more thorough. Still have some ice on you underneath.
Yeah, I don't want to spray that mane and tail yet. We got some more days coming, though.
Yeah, we'll get you all groomed up and eventually get you up to the house, get you tubbies.
Oh, yeah, at one point, because Chris went to get a bucket to coerce her into putting her head in the hay ring, he kind of left a gap in the gate. Cinnamon ran.
And she was fucking hightailing.
She, like, started running to the driveway, and then Chris started shaking the bucket, and she was like, maybe I'll come back. And then she comes sprinting back. I was like, Chris, run!
Like a fucking comedy show yesterday.
Yeah.
But most important thing, the baby's got their toenails
I
trimmed.
know, it looks so good.
Shocked mommy's not out here giving you paint work.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't really want to piss you off today, though. I know
Yeah.
how strong you are.
do a little. All right, I got just do the ears a little bit each day.
He's like, you can keep doing my chin.
Let me get my cart over here. Just a second. Look it. I'm not a rub toy.
She's just squishy.
I know, but you're knocking me over. Ma'am, you're too strong.
I want some rubbing here. This, right here. That's good. Yeah. Right there.
The hairs, these little long ones, remind me of, is it the ordained?
I think the Hasidic Jews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had like the long strands of hair.
Yeah.
I don't mean that in a mean way. Just,
No.
it just that's what it reminded me of.
Get the little curlies. Hi, Pumpkin. You did so good yesterday.
It's like, yeah, Ma, I did fucking awesome.
You did. You were such a good boy. Apparently, I can outmuscle you because you don't understand how your strength works.
Yeah. That was funny.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, as soon as I had his horns, he's like, okay, Mom. I guess this is what we're doing. It is. That's exactly what we're doing. Right, Pumpkin. Just let me know if she comes up behind me. Oh, here's my pumpkin. Look at my little mini pumpkin. Yeah, the farrier loved him. He was easy. Oh, that face. Look at his face. Your toes look so good.
I'm so happy though, because I was
good
getting,
looking
getting nervous. They're getting long.
Yeah.
But she did such a good job trimming you babies up.
Right. You did so good. You did so good. Little Pumpkin.
Sorry.
There we go.
You like the rough brush. It's all the knots out.
I can't believe so much snow melted right here. That's awesome. I'll have some room to run around soon.
Or just try to grab Pumpkin or Cinnamon's horn and over right there just like the milk.
Yeah. Look at these horns. They're gorgeous. Wonderful handles. Right.
Shocked we're out here, not out here polishing them up.
He's like, you're not done.
So yeah, I'll do it, Shay. But you get pushy.
But yeah, don't stop.
Want your kitty? You gotta lift your head though.
Hi. Okay. She's like me. I am here. I would like my hair did. All right, I got you. Just so you know, she's eyeing him. You know what? Sometimes she's like, you know what? I hate when he's happy. Hate it. I feel good.
Butt's all wet. Someone's chewing on it.
Oh, yeah. Right there. Right there.
Don't even
It's a
think
good
about
spot. I'll tell Cinnamon on you. At least she's gentle when she comes up behind you. I just felt the softest little nose boob on my butt. Pumpkin's like, full send? equivalent of somebody screaming in your ear to tell you something.
You get another brush in too this afternoon, baby, when you're nice and dry.
See, I'm glad she didn't hold her grudge for too long. I know. It's all for the best.
Gotta feel better for them too.
Oh yeah. The cozies are looking good. You find new corn on the ground? Yes. Yeah, but everybody's pretty happy. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Look at that. Hair done. Nails done. She's the prettiest princess of the bro. Okay, and gonna beat the crap out of my brother now. Yep. Right back on track. Back on track. Cinnamon is back to her old self.
Put it back in her.
You get that. Back on track. Be nice.
Uh-oh. Always come with more handful.
Yeah. Always.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey. I prefer to keep my finger.
Ow.
We'll be back later. Warm out. We'll get another brush in. We'll see how your hay situation is. All right, ma'am. Taking a beat. You're still not happy with me? All right.
Look at these little birds. They have zero fear.
Hey, Trophy, sir.
Oh, he landed on
saw that.
the phone stand.
Well, I'm glad they're okay with us.
Yeah. I'm a Disney princess. Hey, guys, just ignore them. If you don't respond to them, I say this every time. If you don't respond to them, they go away. Because the only reason why they're here trolling is because they're not getting attention or success anywhere else in their life. So, and yeah, so oh, little birdies are back. Everyone knows that people eat cows. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, these actually came from, I'll educate you a little bit. These two came from a beef ranch. So, but let's see if little birdies will come. Come here, little guys. So these guys came from a beef ranch, but their parents had the chondro gene, so they're way too small to be profitable for beef, especially Pumpkin. He's got the chondro gene. He's not going to get much bigger than that. He's going to stay pretty small. If anything, his horns have grown, and he hasn't gotten any taller. Cinnamon has. Cinnamon has gotten really tall since she's gotten here, but I don't think she's going to get too much bigger than she is now. Which is fine. So they're pets. We will breed her eventually. I might have to artificially inseminate her, but yeah, exactly. After yesterday, yeah. So.
I can see shoulders deep into that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Exactly. Let's see.
Sitting in Maine.
We are in northern Maine, so I'm up by the border of Canada. Like, there's a bunch of little. Yeah.
You put it on that little wooden post.
Yeah, these little birds keep coming up. One of them landed on my phone stand and everything. So. I mean, I've saved so many of them. Yeah, they're going through all the cow shit, picking out corn bits. So. All right, let's go have some coffee. Let's see. All right, we'll be back later. I'm glad she didn't hold a grudge.
Hold a grudge over snacks, never. Best way to get to a woman's heart. Snacks. Your chin rubbing didn't hurt either.
Fuck that Tokyo drift shit. Alrighty. Do I ever vacation? I mean, like, I leave on occasion, not that much. I like being here. I like being with my animals. Jesus. It's kind of like a vacation. I don't know, I'm doing what I love. So I don't feel like the need to escape. I think Chris has traveled a lot. I've been to a lot of places I wanted to go. Just for work and stuff. And I'm always relieved to get back home. I'm an introvert. I like to be at home. And especially now that home is exactly what I've been striving for my whole life. I don't have a huge desire to leave too often. I've had opportunities, and I'm like, yeah, I'd rather be here. I'm gonna hang out with my chickens. So, I'm always excited to get back here. And I think vacations for like when you're working like a 9 to 5 or, having to work a job that you don't necessarily like. I'm not saying that you shouldn't go on vacation if you like your job, but vacation is to get the fuck away from a life that that stresses you the fuck out. I'm not stressed out anymore. So I used to be. When I worked and lived in Pennsylvania, it was very stressful. Like everywhere I lived. But now that I'm here, I am. Come on. very relaxed and happy. The dogs are good, or sorry, the chickens are good. They're all back out in the coop. So, got 6 eggs yesterday. Excuse me. 6 yesterday. I've got some Brahma eggs in the incubator. That new incubator will be here on Monday. Yeah, on Monday. So, and I went ahead and put the Cochin Bantam eggs in that incubator. That way they'll just transfer over as soon as the new incubator gets here. So yeah, everything's just, it's, you know what, this week leading up to retrograde starting today has been fucking intense. And now it seems like retrograde started around the time that the farrier was leaving yesterday, and it was almost like a weight came off my shoulders. I was so concerned about Cinnamon and Pumpkin not being able to get their claws trimmed. I was really concerned about that. I just didn't know if, you know, it was gonna work. If the 3 of us would be enough. And while it was tricky, it works. The chicken situation got sorted, you know. We also had a full moon, you know, like a blood moon. So I feel like that paired with retrograde, it was really intense this whole week. Just leading up to it all was just one big fucking shit show. Yeah. Yeah, it was really cool. The full moon was nice. I mean, honestly, I woke up, the dogs woke me up at 1 a.m. to go out. And when I walked downstairs, it was so bright outside. I was like, is it morning? And check the clock. It was so bright. But, yeah. All my plants are growing. Looking good. So we do have a super chat goal. Where are we at on it? Let's see. Super chat goal. We have. Did I do it wrong? Oh, I forgot to change it to like all super chats. Fuck. All right. Yep. There we go. Start another goal. Like it always kind of defaults it to it's got to be like $5 and up. Yeah, that's the default. I always switch it to all colors. So let's take that down a bit. Let's do 15. Jeez. All right. I named it Cinnamon's Revenge. Oh, I'm making coffee. Yeah. Oh yeah, Amy, I'm right there with you. Like I love being with my animals and working in my garden. Ooh, that was the other thing. So I've been checking the temperature in the greenhouse, the snack shack, the past few days. It has been staying around 45 degrees inside the snack shack. So I think a couple weeks. Thank you. A couple weeks. Thank you, Janine. Thanks for the floating heart. I should be able to move some plants down to the greenhouse snack shack. It was funny. No, when Cinnamon tried running, thank you, Margaret. Thank you for the super chat. Thanks for the flower, Janine. When Cinnamon tried running away yesterday, usually she goes for the snack shack. She just bolted down the driveway. She's like, I'm leaving. I'm running away. And then Chris shook the bucket. And she's like, maybe I'll come back. She does. She's easy. So, yep, the black tomatoes sprouted. Yep, those, I think 3 of them did. So 3, I don't know how many planted, but, and the yellow ones, they're kind of pear shaped. Yeah, everything sprouted. Everything is looking good. So, I'm gonna have the best garden ever. And then I saw, like, so someone was posting like tricks that the Amish do to preserve food. Because a lot of people just can tomato sauce, tomato paste. But they took wood ash and they like just put all these tomatoes in bins and then just put wood ash all around them and then just layered it like tomatoes, wood ash, all the tomatoes like not touching, but the wood ash keeps the tomatoes preserved. So, because while I do like spaghetti sauce and stuff, I didn't want to just make a huge batch of spaghetti sauce because Chris mostly eats it, I don't. So I think I'm going to try, when I harvest tomatoes, yes, I will make tomato sauce, but I'm also going to try preserving them in that wood ash. I think that would, I'd like to try that when I don't want to make that much tomato sauce. I mean, I'm still going to make a bunch because I have so many tomato plants. I'm going to be selling a bunch, but usually, I mean, like my dining room is just like, it's currently my greenhouse. It's the pre-greenhouse, but you could see everything that is just growing, especially over here. Those were the first things that I planted, and they can't wait to go outside. They'll be very happy to be outside. Okay. But yeah, that was yesterday. Yesterday it felt like 3 days all jammed into one, honestly. Between the roosters, the farrier, the cows, and Cinnamon's revenge. I can't believe she jumped on Pumpkin. Like, she was staying close, and I thought she was being protective. I thought she was, like, consoling him, like, it's okay, little buddy. And she's like, no, hold him so I can punch him. The willow branches are doing fantastic, so everything's looking good. So is there a story about how I put the two roosters together? No, I just put them in the garage together, they duked it out, and then now they're back out the coop. Nothing eventful. Pretty much what I thought would happen. I got a green thumb myself. I grow a lot of succulents. That's cool. I like flowers and I like vegetables. I like to grow things to eat. And not always necessarily things that I'm going to eat. I have a farm stand that once the snow melts, I'll set it back up down at the bottom of the driveway and people can buy eggs and veggies and stuff like that. But did you guys see, I saw this video pop up on my FYP the other day. This girl has a farm stand and she made it out of an old wardrobe and she made a concrete pad. Her and her husband put a concrete pad down at the end of their driveway and had it bolted, tethered down to this concrete pad. Mind you, it has signs and stuff on it. Like, people know it's a farm stand because they sell out, like, every day. Someone stole her farm stand. And she posted a video crying. And the comments were not it. Like, a lot of people were like, well, it looked like a piece of furniture. I'm sure they were mistaken. No, they did it in the middle of the night. So they didn't even do it like in the daytime when people are usually going around and picking up like old furniture and stuff. Yeah, Shelby. They did it, like, I guess her husband works overnights and he comes home at 5 a.m. So they had done it sometime between like midnight and 5 a.m. So like, you can't tell me that it was a mistake. You don't wait until the middle of the night to do it. And plus, all week long, it's a farm stand. Like, there's stuff for sale inside of it, you know? And the fact that it was tethered down. That kind of leaves me to believe that it's not for the taking. And usually people put signs on shit like that, like free or $50, you know? That's so messed up. Well, that was so... Oh, yeah, they definitely planned it if they were waiting till the middle of the night. A homeless person isn't going to steal a wardrobe, I don't think. That was some asshole. Yeah, that was just somebody who shouldn't be stealing furniture. So, have a great day, Deborah. The clue should have been bolted down. Yes. Yeah, if it's attached to a foundation, it's not for sale. And even if, like, my thing is, I hate when people just try to justify people's shitty behavior. They do it all the time. Like, all the time. Like, Chris had posted on the snowmobile message boards being like, hey, somebody trespassed on my property, somebody drove onto my trails all the way up to my cows, and there's signs everywhere saying no trespassing. The number of people that tried to justify, like, maybe they were lost. No, shut the fuck up. If they were lost, why did they turn around the moment they got to where they saw civilization? And also, why did you leave the main trail and go on a no trespassing and unmarked trail, one that's not on the maps, to go get help? No, you stay on the main trail, like, because eventually someone's going to pass by you and you're going to get help there. But it's just kind of wild that someone will do that, like steal this farm stand, and there's so many people defending them in the comments. Like, you don't even know them. And two, someone just got their shit stolen and you're going to try and justify it. Like, I guess those are the people that do the mental gymnastics to try fucking over everybody in their life. That's the people that immediately jump to, oh, they did something wrong, but probably for a good reason. No, you probably do that. You're that person. So I know to stay the fuck away from you and make sure that I don't leave anything out in the open because you're just going to steal it. It's okay, Barb. Then they say, what sign? I didn't see a sign. Exactly. Like, suddenly everybody's like stupid. When they get called out, suddenly they have another excuse, or no, I didn't see it. There's no way you didn't see it. No way. There's no way they didn't notice that farm stand wasn't bolted to a concrete pad. Sorry. Phone rang. Yeah, probably karma for that one. Should be. Hope so. Or at least I hope they get they're probably not going to get it back because the person obviously knowingly stole it. They definitely stole it. It was not an accident. No, it wasn't mine. Like I said, it was another person. They posted the video to their For You page. This is, nobody stole my farm stand. Yeah, I hear that BS all the time in road construction. Ugh, I bet. I don't know, people are just shitty. I haven't had any issues yet. Like last year when I did my farm stand, when I first started it, it was kind of like a soft opening, just kind of, I didn't have eggs yet or anything like that. And I did have vegetables, but my garden wasn't what it's going to be this year. So let's see how it goes. Thank you, Haver. Thank you for that. Again, it wasn't my sign. It wasn't mine, but I appreciate the super chat. People excuse everything away because they have no consequences for their action. Yeah. Well, they're also, I think they get accustomed to not having consequences. Like the people around them in their life don't hold them accountable. And they just accept when they're just like, oh, hey, it was an accident, or, oh, I didn't see the sign. Like, a lot of people don't push back. They'll just accept it because they don't want the confrontation. I have no problems with confrontation, so. Campers are going to love your stand. I hope so, Barb. Candy, I don't have patience for stupid. Yes. Yeah, the only people like that are the ones that have been surrounded by people that let them get away with it. And they usually get very upset when people like me and a lot of people in this chat don't let it slide. But I don't think I didn't have any issues at my farm stand last year, even though there wasn't much to it. I still don't think I'll have issues because, like, at the bottom of my driveway, there is a campground, which is busy. There's a lot of people, but they also have cameras and stuff everywhere. I also know he's my neighbor, the guy that owns the campground. We have each other's numbers. If there were ever an issue, I could just text him and be like, hey. But like, they're super nice, and I don't think I'll have any issues down there like that. Yeah, and I know there's several campgrounds, but there's so many cameras and stuff around. I'm not too worried about it. I'm legally stupid because of a disability. It's not, you're not legally stupid. It's okay. You're fine. But yeah, I don't think I'll have any issues. And if I did, I don't know. I mean, I could put one of my own cameras down there, but I don't think I'll end up having to. So I think most people used Venmo last year too. And I don't leave anything down there overnight. Like every day, like I would go down and get everything and close it all up. So I don't know. And if somebody stole the actual farm stand, I'd be like, all right. Do you have trouble growing flowers when it's cold? No, I don't have trouble growing flowers. I just have a really short growing season, so I plant a lot of things indoors before the ground thaws, because our ground doesn't really thaw until like June. So I start almost everything indoors, and I purchase flowers based on their growing zones. So while I have a little more of a limited variety that I can grow here, I just pick from those, and I also try to pick ones that are deer resistant, so they're not also eating my flowers. So people with disabilities are often smarter people than yes, Philip, you're right. Yeah. Yes, Philip, you're right. Also, usually they're very observant, so I can appreciate that. He's just a baby.
It's right in front of you. You can grab it.
He's just a baby. He told you. No, but I have a lot of flowers that I'm posting I'm planting this year. So sunflowers are a must. Funny, I was thinking about that in the shower this morning. I was like, okay, if we can get that field cleared in April or May, I could probably get the sunflowers in from May. Hey, this is way off subject, but do you know if dreams are impacted by retrograde at all? Yes, they are. So I've noticed Chris usually dreams more during a retrograde. I don't know if like they'd be more prophetic or just weird or more intense. I typically have more intense dreams during retrogrades, but I don't know. I think it depends on everybody. And you gotta think, Mercury retrograde is like a communication thing. So you might have more or less dreams that might be significant or just a bunch of fucking war garble. So I wouldn't read too much into it unless you kind of already write down and study your dreams to see what the patterns are. Otherwise, retrograde and full moon, new moon. Yes, Philip, this is a fun one. We had the blood moon last night, so. I also think that's why Cinnamon was like so ready to jump on Pumpkin when he was being held down. Not even held down. So, you know how the hay ring is set up? I stood inside of it, pulled his horns over and down so that he couldn't back out. And I just kept putting pressure down so we wouldn't lift his head up and back out. So I was pushing him down, and he was standing there, and he was standing really nice. I really think it was the mixture of retrograde and the blood moon of Cinnamon being like, time for sacrifice, May as well be Pumpkin. And funny, when she ran off, Pumpkin's just like, hey, can I have her bucket? That's exactly how that happened. And I know Cinnamon was probably super pissed because while her head was being held down, Pumpkin was like going to town on the bucket that Chris put out. Cinnamon lost her bucket. I did give her a little bit, although she was not happy. At least we don't have to do that again until November. But yeah, so flowers, I was planting out sunflowers. I have poppies, but that's not going to the animals. We're not going to get them all fucked up. Okay, I rarely dream, but I've been having intense, crazy dreams, so they may be random without much meaning. Yeah, it could just be super random. I still like kind of analyze my dreams though. Like I kind of like check in, and I'm like, I just kind of take in the things that stood out, the objects or people that stood out to me the most, the ones that were the most prominent in the dream, and then I kind of looked that up to see what. Oh, it's a tennis ball. Oh my gosh. There. Yeah, I looked that up and then just kind of piece it all together. But anyway, speaking of dreams, have anyone in here, I know it started a few years ago, there's a TV show called Evil. Anyone watch that? Chris and I recently started watching it. We're on season 2. It's pretty good. I like it. I'm enjoying it. And that made me think of it because like right now there's like, they keep having dreams where demons show up in them. So I love dreams like that, especially when you can't wake up. Yes. Yeah, Rhonda. So we just started season 2. I'm really liking it. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I like weird shit like that. I did get all caught up on the TV show From. I'm all caught up on the 3rd season. I was so happy. So did anybody else watch From? And if so, spoiler alert. If you did not get through all of season 3, you might want to like mute for a minute. What channel is Evil on? It's on Amazon and Netflix. It's on both. So I think for Amazon you have to have a Paramount membership, but it's on Netflix as well. Yes, From is really good. However, and like we've talked about this before, and I'm not getting to the spoilers yet. I'll warn you when I do. So from the beginning, it starts with this family, and there's a mom, dad, teenage sister, younger brother. From episode 1, I'm like, the dad, the teenage sister, and the son, they gotta go. They gotta get tossed to the wolves. The creatures gotta consume them. Terrible fucking characters. Like, the daughter is a whiny brat. The father is just nonsensical and doesn't communicate well. It's just annoying. And I don't like how he talks to his kid like he's 2, because the kid is obviously, I think the first season he was probably like 6. And I don't like how they wrote the kid, because this must have been writers who don't have children or don't know anything about children, because let's say he's 6. And in some parts of the show, he's talking like you and I. Like, he is communicating like you and I in full sentences. But then when something weird happens, like, suddenly they revert him back to being like 2 or 3 years old, and he only speaks in cryptic 1 and 2 word sentences. Like, they'll be like, "What was that?" And he'll be like, "Woman walked." And I'm like, shut the fuck up and use your fucking words and just explain what just happened. Like, so from like day 1, I hated the husband, the teenage daughter, the son. I'm like, they gotta go. So here's where the spoiler is coming in. If you don't want something to get spoiled, if you're not all caught up on the show From, the most recent, like the last episode of season 3, you might want to mute it right now. Okay, so I got caught up while Chris was at the gun show last weekend. And I get to the last episode, and finally, they did away with the father. At least it ended that way. And then part of me is going to be like, is this going to be like a dream sequence where the daughter has a nightmare and she didn't just see her dad like get his throat ripped out? But like, yeah, that was the last episode. The last few minutes of the show, like, he gets caught by one of the creatures and he literally gets his throat ripped out on camera. The daughter's like, ah! And then it's like, next time, season 4. And like, as soon as that happened, I was on the couch, like, knitting a sock with that loom that Margaret gave me. I was like loom knitting a sock, and I was like, finally, 2 more to go. Like, oh, thank you. Just get rid of the other 2, and this show will be perfect. It'll be great. All right. Now we're done with spoilers, but I was just like, thank God. Thank you. And it better not, you know what, when they start season 4, they better not be like, oh God, she woke up from a dream and dad is still alive. Fuck. That better not happen. But I have a feeling that might be it. Because it was just kind of how it happened. I was just like, where did that come from? But I mean, like, I accept it. Haven't watched it, but now I have to. Yes. And the reason I started watching Evil is, and we just started season 2, is I got a clip of the show where it was showing the nun. There's a nun in the show who is very significant. I got a clip of her, so, and I was like, ooh, I gotta watch this bitch. So I started, and she's not at all in season 1, and finally we've caught up in season 2 where they've introduced the nun, and I'm like, yes, here we go. So that is, her character is the sole reason I started watching the show. I will say, my pet peeve with the show Evil are the 4 daughters. I hate how they have them written where they're always shouting and talking at the same time. I hate that. Like, that is like fucking nails on a chalkboard. And every time I'm like, if I were that parent, I'd be like, you guys don't shut the fuck up. Like, you didn't at one point tell your kids it's not appropriate to one scream, but also at the same fucking time. Like, that's my gripe with that show. Like, and they're all old enough. They're all old enough to know better, so that's parenting. So, like, and I know it's a show, but like, and that's how they wrote them. But I'm like, terrible fucking parents. Terrible parents. So. I see, like, historically, anytime that they've added children, usually, like, if the show doesn't start with children and then they, like, write a child in, that usually destroys a show. I wish they wrote children better. It's like, it just doesn't... The show they obviously don't know how to write children. So they're just bad at it. This show, I think they think, we'll make it cute and quirky, and they have this like little quirk where they always talk at the same time. No, that's fucking terrible. Like, that's a fucking nightmare, because I have the volume set on my TV at a level that like works for me, but then like the daughters will come on and they're all talking and screaming at the same time, and I'm like, oh God, fucking makes me want to punch things. Sounds like morning talk show, The View. I used to love that show. I remember that when The View was not what it is today. Like, how has The View turned into some like propaganda bullshit? Like, seriously. And I love that they keep getting these legal notes, because it is propaganda. They've been called on it repeatedly, so they have to do those legal notes. And I get that The View is like a point of view. I get it. But they only seem to put people on there with the same point of view. They very rarely add anyone in that is opposing. And when they do, it's just like a steamrolling dog pile on that person. And they don't even come at anything with facts. It's just a lot of emotion. It's a lot of propaganda. It's a lot of lies. It's a lot of, let's take this really sensational headline. Let's not look into it. And let's just say that's true. Because we all know, like, a lot of these headlines are just clickbait. When you'll be scrolling and a news article will catch your eye, you click on it because you're like, wow, that sounds unbelievable. But if you actually read the article, you're like, that's not it at all. They just put up this really sensational headline to get you to click on their website. And I feel like that's The View. And I'll parallel this to something in the industry I work in. People do that with gun stuff all the time. They'll be searching something about a gun, and they will see a YouTube title, and they won't even watch the video. They'll just take that title and be like, that's it, that's true, that's how it works. But then they didn't watch the video, and find out that that's not really how it works, and there's a lot of steps involved, and it's not gonna, the title does not really tell you the truth or accurate information about how to make it work, you know? That's The View. I feel like The View just takes sensational, very one-sided thinking headlines, and they're like, that's true, that's a fact, yep. And I'm gonna broadcast it worldwide, and people will just accept it. Because Chris and I were talking about this morning. I think we've all known people in our life that love drama. They'll be told a story about you. Let's just say somebody's spreading some gossip about you, and this person knows you pretty well, and they probably know you well enough that you wouldn't do something like that sensational. But the person telling them this story that is very sensational, it's unusual, it's dramatic, it's out of character for you, they don't question it because that's more exciting. Because they would rather the sensational drama than actually like hearing the truth, what actually happened, or the fact that it's just absolute bullshit. They would rather the sensational gossip, the drama, because that gives them a little dopamine hit. And you can look this up. There is research about this. There are people that get a rush from drama because they have trained their brain that that's how they get a dopamine hit. And instead of like finding another way to get that, they're just like, this is easy, I'll take it. So they get a little bit of a rush off of that drama. And that's The View kind of banks on people like that they're, especially that in that direction, they're going to say, okay, a lot of the people that like us are not going to do the research, and they will take anything and everything that's sensational that we tell them as like face value fact. And because those people would rather get that dopamine hit from the sensationalism, from the drama, from the clickbait, from that propaganda, they're not even going to look into it. They're not going to do the research. They're not going to go read a bill. They're not going to go look at the actual context of the thing, because in their head, that's boring. I want the excitement. Even if that excitement is probably not true, I prefer the excitement because that stimulates my brain. It itches that spot in my brain. And it also validates any opinions that I have. And if I do the research and I find out that that's not exactly true, and that's a lot of half-truths, that's going to be a huge bummer. And now I don't have my dopamine rush anymore. So I have coworkers like that. Instant gratification is ruining people's... Yeah. I agree with that. Not that I want to get into politics. This goes in both directions, because sometimes Chris will be like, oh, did you see this article? And he'll show me the headline, and I'm like, did you fact check that? Because while that would validate our politics, our beliefs and stuff like that, I'm like, that seems a little sensational to me. That doesn't seem right. That seems like a violation of the Constitution. Did you look that up? And then he'll look up and be like, oh, yeah, that's proven to be bullshit. I'm like, yeah, that's what I thought. So as much as I would love to be constantly validated in my beliefs, like, oops, see, I was right. Who doesn't enjoy being right? Who doesn't enjoy being like, I knew that motherfucker was a fucking scummy piece of shit. I don't want to be right, but only in my own head, right? It doesn't benefit me at all to constantly be spewing bullshit, because one, people are going to know I'm full of shit. And if I'm going to constantly just like repeat propaganda and lies to get my point across, that doesn't do any, I mean, that makes me look bad. Why the fuck would you want that? And that's how The View, yeah. anything that shows up on my feed from The View, I'm like, well, this is going to be horse shit, you know? Because how many times have they said things that required a legal note so they have to backtrack, especially recently in the past couple months? How many times? They have no problems selling you a bunch of fucking bullshit because it makes their point of view look good. But thankfully, at least we have like their lawyers and stuff are on it, that they have to be like, that wasn't true, you know. I love listening to your stories. Makes me feel like I'm in school. Oh, thank you, Lillian. Never watched The View. Can't stand Whoopi or the redheaded woman. I don't. Yeah. Whoopi has become a weird extremist. All of them. And the things they say, just. I'm like, okay, well, just say you just hate them. Okay, like, just say that you hate them. I mean, like, and they probably have said that on occasion, but you don't have to lie, and you don't have to like, I don't know. I guess I instantly distrust someone that if the only way that you can get people to agree with you is to lie or bend the truth or not give all the context or all of the facts, then I immediately don't trust you. And I think that's the problem with that side. And like, and I'm not saying everybody, because a lot of people from the left side are kind of distancing themselves from the extremist ones, because they realize like, whoa, you're making us all look bad, you know. I've seen quite a few of those. It boggles my mind, and I don't trust anyone who isn't going to give me the facts because they want me to agree with them. Like, if you're gonna lie about the other side just because you don't like them, then I don't want to deal with it. I'm not fucking with it. Obviously, I shouldn't trust you. If you're not even gonna, if you can't be counted on, and you're in a position where you're broadcasting worldwide, you're trying to give information and your opinion out to a lot of people, and you're willing to lie and bend the facts, I don't trust you. Like, I definitely shouldn't trust you. Yeah. Joy drove me nuts with her loudmouth, literally. Well, I think, like a lot of people, the way they argue is just steamroll. And I did that when I was younger. Like, when I was a teenager, yeah, I would steamroll in arguments because, like, if you don't let somebody get a word in edgewise, you win, you know. But that's not an intelligent way. That's like a very naive, it's a juvenile way, it's a sophomoric way to win an argument if you just don't let the other side speak. And you see that a lot with podcasters. They'll talk really fast, and they'll just, before someone can even get an answer out, they're already talking over you and answering the question for you and be like, oh, you believe this. No, you didn't even let them answer the question. And then now you've answered the question in the way you would like them to answer the question, and now you're gonna dogpile on top of that and be like, yep, and that proves why you're a fucking piece of shit. And that's how they argue with everything on The View. Like, instead of being like, what is this true? Here's the facts. How does this affect people? And here's my opinion on it. Like, if you really laid it out with, these are the facts, and not like just kind of taking snippets and putting it together, you know? Like, these are the facts. This is what it means for everybody, and here's my opinion on it. So you can, okay, if you did all that, and then obviously it's not gonna match the propaganda that you're trying to like sell. You can say, you know what? This is what it's doing. It's not doing the thing that I thought it was. I still hate the guy. That's okay. Well, that's all right. There's nothing wrong with that. You can totally still dislike him. I hate his face. Just say that. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. It's tough enough for me to trust anyone, much less people who do that stuff. Yes. My mom showed me a clip where some politicians refused to clap for a kid who survived cancer and wanted to be a cop. I bet that kid was sad that people didn't like him because of politics. Well, it gets even worse because now people are making fun of that kid online. He's a 13-year-old, and he has nothing to do with politics. He is a 13-year-old cancer survivor. He has been through a lot. But it's wild that those politicians and fans of them are using him as like a, let's shit on him. Because Donald Trump, like, recognized him and gave him, like, an honor. Right? They're like, let's shit on him. So, sorry. That automatically tells me, I think if I had been on that side of the aisle and that happened with the kid, I'm sure they all had like an email that went out beforehand being like, do not clap for a single thing the president does. Nothing. And then they bring out cancer survivor. I would have broken that one, and I would have stood up and I would have clapped for him. Even though it is not, I am against, I would have been against him. He would have, you know, we said we weren't going to do that. It wasn't about him at that point. It's for the cancer survivor. It's not for Trump. You know, they all sound like they're so full of hate. That show, yes. Yeah. Yeah. So it was announced he is terminal. Like, I believe, yes, he's gone through the brain cancer several times. I believe he is terminal now. At least that's, I remember when the first reports were coming out. And these people are just destroying him online. He's a kid. He's a cancer survivor. He's gone through more in his life than any of those fucking politicians. And I'm not saying that just because you had a hard time, you deserve respect, but like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, isn't his life hard enough? And then you're going to sit here and like rake him through the coals? I mean, what the hell? Why are people so mean? I don't know. Well, I've seen a lot. Right now we're living in a time where people think, and I think we still have a super chat goal. Yeah, we still have a super chat goal. Who the fuck is Cinnamon? She's a very spicy cow. We're living in a time where some people think that if you have a different opinion than them, that you should be destroyed. Or if you get acknowledged by something that they are against, you should be destroyed. So, and whether you are a podcaster or a child with terminal brain cancer, they're like, nope, you think differently than me, you should suffer, and let's dox you, and let's follow you around, and let's trash you, and destroy your life. All because you think differently than me, or because Donald Trump recognized you for something. That's fucking wild. And if that's your side, thank you, Margaret. Thank you for the super chat. Cinnamon is a celebrity in her own head, Ryan. We were out at the cows earlier. Cinnamon got her mani-pedi yesterday, and she had turned into destroyer of worlds, trying to trim her hooves. So she made it everybody's fucking problem yesterday. Pumpkin did great though, but she got revenge. She almost kicked the farrier in the face. So. She's like, check out my high kicks. I like plants because they're not mean. Yeah, and that's why I like my animals. And Cinnamon too, even though she can have her moments. Do you mind letting Billy out? All right, guys. So I'm going to hop off of here for now. You guys have a fantastic day. I'll be on again 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's nice that Cinnamon did not hold a grudge, and she seemed in good spirits today. What did the lady say after about Cinnamon? She didn't say anything about Cinnamon. She just pointed at Pumpkin and was like, I like him better. I don't blame her. Pumpkin's a good boy. He could have overpowered me, but as soon as I got his horns, he was like, it's fine. Cinnamon, though, yeah, she's death and destruction. Yeah. All right, well, you guys have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys soon. Bye, everybody.